Hey everyone, this is a review on the Student Tarot deck. So this is what it looks like. I don't think I've ever actually used this on my channel, and there is a specific reason for that. It's not necessarily my favourite deck, although I will say the illustrations are extremely beautiful and just very eye-catching, very beautiful, has this sort of mosaic style to it. But in general, it's a deck that I find quite hard to connect to. So this is what the box looks like. I got this on eBay a while ago, and actually quite a while ago. Since then I've got so many other cards that I just reach for more often than this one. So this is what it looks like, ta-da! And then inside you do get a booklet, however it is all, I believe, in Chinese or Mandarin. I apologise, I don't know exactly what the language is, but that is what I believe roughly the language is. It's, around about that. So that is what we have. Yeah. So it says here, mysterious forecast future. So it does have some bits in English, but it is actually all in another language. So it says here, the world is full of mysteries, full of magic and of wonder. There's so much more than what we see. Can't explain the spell I'm under every time I look upon your face. I'm constantly amazed, and love moves through my days in mysterious ways. Very interesting. I felt like it was sort of describing the deck and then sort of veered off into another direction, which is quite interesting. So it's actually interesting because the same thing is sort of written on the side, except on the book it finishes at "in my mysterious ways." Love moves through my days in mysterious ways, my friends. But actually on the book, if you look there, it pretty much says the exact same thing. And then if you look here, it's missing a bit off the end. So I don't know what's exactly going on there. Anyways, the point of it is that I don't really use this very often. I will say the illustrations are really nice. Also, this is very red. The actual illustrations in the cards are super colourful, so this almost kind of looks like super fiery, super passionately red, but then you open it up and you get these sort of flowers, which is quite a contrast. Beautiful. Love the back of these cards. Quality is actually not that bad. It's the cards that are quite difficult to connect with. There's a lot of memorization that needs to occur with these cards, knowing exactly what these cards are. It's hard for me because what I need to do is I need to go on Google and I need to search and look up every single one of these cards and then memorize all these cards. On top of that, I find it very hard to connect to these cards in particular because I don't know what it is, I just can't do it. The illustrations are beautiful, do not get me wrong, but also I find it hard to sort of know what each of the cards are because, for example, that's the Ace of Swords, right? That's the Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Pentacles, right? And then you can sort of figure this out, where that is most likely the Seven of Pentacles, and then you've got, sort of like the Six of Wands, I believe. But in general, I just find it very hard to connect to these cards, and you can sort of see here as well. They are really nice, but I also wish that they did these in English, or they sort of took off the other language a little bit, or maybe just did something so that you would know the actual suit a little bit more, or you would know, whether this is a king or a page. So I wish that they sort of did that. Nonetheless, illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna put those down here for you. They are very beautiful, don't get me wrong. Really, really beautiful. And just because I don't speak a language doesn't mean that, they should take the language off or anything like that. I just mean that to sort of make it more universal, they don't need to necessarily put English on it, but if they could just put, a suit or some form of indicator like they do on other cards. If I show you an example, actually, let me see. Let me find an example. So, for example, if we look at this, wrong cards. I've just picked up the Major Arcanas. Major Arcanas don't really indicate it as much. But for example, if we look here, this doesn't have anything written on it, but it does have an indicator that this is a wand card. And then it also has an indicator of a crown up here as well, so that you would be able to see that, hey, this is the King of Wands, that, hey, this is the Queen of Wands, this is the Knight of Wands, and this is the Page. So I like that it has those indicators. Doesn't necessarily need to be in English, but maybe something a little bit more universal would be quite, quite interesting. But yeah, so this is the cards. It is harder to understand what some of them are in comparison to other cards. Okay, so that's what we have here. Yeah, I haven't used it very much. I may actually start to incorporate them more, but I really need to connect more to this particular deck. I also want to know the information and, how this deck came to be and things like that, but it's hard when you can't really understand the language. But I can totally understand how other people feel when they pick up cards like this and they can't speak English, for example, or read English. I'm sure it's obviously quite difficult for them. But I think something universal would be really, really cool, especially like the other deck that I just showed you. That was from the Romantic Tarot, but something universal can be just really easy to pick up. And again, very universal. That's definitely the Three of Swords. We can't ever not know what the Three of Swords is. I mean, it's so painfully obvious what the Three of Swords is. Okay, so that's the cards. Wheel of Fortune. So some of them are much easier to tell apart than others, for sure. But this is just something I need to practice with, but also at the same time have a hard time connecting to these cards just in general. Not because I don't understand them necessarily, but because also there is that bit of a block, I feel like I just need to do more with these cards. I need to also just do a lot more research, but at the same time, I don't know what it is, but sometimes when I pick up these cards, I just feel like putting them back down again, it's that kind of energy. Got these on eBay. I wonder if I got the original version of them, because sometimes they can get sort of ripped off and then reprinted and things like that. Anyways, these are my cards. I don't really use them that often. I would say that they are super, super beautiful, but I also need to just use them a little bit more. So that is sort of my review. My review is that I need to use them more often, but yeah, let me know, if you own any of these cards, if you like them, what your take is on them. I think that the illustrations are very beautiful, a little bit confusing to understand at times, but still nonetheless very, very beautiful. So do let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to also check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and my bracelets, which are on Etsy. And definitely do take care.